I'm Mandy Sermon from petbugs.co.za, and today I'm going to teach you a bit about the Brazilian giant blonde. So let me show you some. Okay. So what we have here is a female. She's not big, or not too big. If you can see, according to the sizes I've got here of tubs, she's not too big, but she's a decent size. Anyways, so they can grow up to about 22 centimeters plus minus, some more, some less, depending on if it's in captivity, if it's in the wild, what you feed, how old she is, etc, etc. Now I'm gonna brag a bit because the Brazilian giant blonde, the Tripepii, was first bred by Tim Sermon, my husband, in South Africa, and after that I have bred them about 3 times, which I'm proud of. So I'm going to show you what I've got here, a few sizes and how they look, and I'm just going to teach you a bit more about them. If you notice that something is wrong or some of my information seems to be incorrect, I'm only human, and you may correct me. And so yeah, so this is my female. This is one of the babies that Tim bred. So from his female, this is obviously the baby. She's about 3 years old now, maybe older. So the males can mature in about 3 years. Okay, so I've got her. Let me just show you here, her brother. I'm not going to disturb him very much because he's busy eating. As you can see, he's chomping away. So he takes about 3 years to mature. Your females can take anything about 4 and longer. So this is your mature male, and the female, you can see, is the same size as the male, but you want her a little bit bigger. You can breed her obviously at this size. I'm not sure if you're going to get a sack. You might be lucky, but anyways. Okay, so as I said, these were first bred by Tim, and then afterwards I've bred them 3 times, and I'm going to show you one of my slings. They're available on petbugs.co.za, and so it's quite big already, and you can see they get stripes on them. It's not weird, it's not strange. Don't think that you will get ripped off or something. They do get the stripes on them. So, and this is from the first batch I bred. I have recently had 2 egg sacs, and I'm going to show you here. This is one of the egg sacs. There are first install babies everywhere. You're just waiting for them, and this is not something stiff. It's just the egg sac. Let me zoom in because you can see compared to, okay, here's my pinky. So compared to my pinky, you can see how small they are. They are really tiny. But I guess everything do start off small. You can't expect them to be born that big. Speaking of egg sacs, they can have about 500 to 1,007 babies, which is quite a lot. This one is about to molt. They are quite defensive. They do get defensive, and they do flick hair, and trust me, it is awful. There is not something pleasant, and compared to your fire legs, the hair is quite bad. And this female, I know this female already. Each of my spiders has a different personality, and this one I know is very skittish. I won't say that they are not for beginners. I would give them a 2 out of 5. Let me get my paintbrush quickly. Okay, also what I've got to mention is they're from Brazil, in the rainforest. They are not on the CITES list, meaning they are not protected. Well, not yet anyway. And they are terrestrial, so you can see they need more floor space than that they would. Let me just show you here. That's a boreal cage. The ones that's a bit taller, and the substrate is peat, and I mixed with a bit of vermiculite. The humidity you can keep between 60 and 75%. I'm not really concerned about humidity as long as I've got a water bowl. What I'm going to do now is I don't normally do this, but I'm just going to show you their behavior, and I'm going to put the lid like this in case she wants to run out, as I don't want her to fall or anything or rupture the abdomen. Look at that. So like I said, I know all of my spiders, not all of the Brazilian giant blondes are like this. But this female I know for sure, she loves, instead of flicking, she just raises up. She doesn't give a warning or anything. Her warning is basically she's going to bite you the first time. Second time, I think she will try and eat you alive. So yes, so this is my blondie. And don't confuse it with the tea blondie. The tea blondie is something totally different. It's a Goliath bird eater. And so most of the females in captivity have been known to live about 10 years. I believe they can go for much, much longer. I think one of the females we have is about 9 or 10 years old now. And she still gave a sack. This is the tiny one I showed you just now is one of her sacks. So she's still breeding, so I think she's still good. I think it's just basically about care and stuff like that. If you would get a giant blonde and you are new to it, I would suggest you will go with a sling. Just so you know, while it's growing up and busy molting and stuff like that, you can get to know your spider better. And hopefully she's not a monster like this one, but I like my monster spiders. So they are skittish and defensive. I don't think I've left anything out except for the housing requirements. Normally you just go by the rule 3 to 4 times bigger than the spider's leg span. The leg span is measured from the top, from her first leg to the opposite back leg. So it's going to be like that. That's the leg span, and that's how you measure it also. As you can see, she's got quite big fangs. I feed only roaches. That's basically what I do. I use roaches. I don't use crickets at all. I have had too many problems with crickets. Let's get you some here. I'm not sure if she's going to eat now. She is in pre-molt, but giant blondes do love their food, as do most bird eaters. So, yeah, you see. So most of them, even they do eat while they're in pre-molt. They don't give a crap because they are real badass spiders. Well, as far as New World badass spiders go, the venom is not quite potent, so it's not that bad unless you have a allergic reaction. But it does burn, and you don't want to get bitten by one of these. It's not as bad as Old World's, but it's still going to be sore, and you're still going to sit in a corner and cry like a little baby, and you are going to change your underwear at least twice when she bites you. Oh yes, and I do give a height. I use flower pots that I cut in half, the plastic ones. I've just taken it out for this video, and I've mentioned before, I've got normal cocoa peat with vermiculite, or you can also order on leapinglizards.co.za, where you can get the professional tarantula substrate mix, and it's basically already mixed. And so once they reach the size I feed roaches, I feed about 3 to 4 big roaches, adult roaches like this. Oh, and this is just calcium. Yes, I do use calcium. I've been doing this for years, and I haven't had a bad mold in since forever. And I know lots of you will say, oh, but please, calcium is bad, blah blah blah. Well, that's your opinion. As you can see, I've been very successful. I've got about 2 spider rooms, and as you can see, I've been very successful with keeping and breeding all of them. All of these stuffs have lots of babies in. So I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but this is what works for me. You have to find what works for you, and the people I've given this advice to, obviously Tim taught me this, they've been using it and it's been working for them. And it's not officially been proven that calcium is bad. You don't give too much. What I do is I just basically sprinkle a little bit in. You don't use the I don't want to say bad quality, but use the super fine ones. And I know you get some that say super fine, but it's not really super fine. I'll make a video on the calcium next time. So, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any questions or anything, you can just contact me, or if you think I've given wrong advice or something. I am quite nervous when making videos, even though nobody's looking at me while I'm doing it. But I know somebody's gonna watch the video, so anyways, yeah, subscribe to my channel if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and so yeah, this is my baby, and till next time.